Hello, this is Jason, co-founder of SERPWoo, inventor of SERP tracking. And I wanted to reach out today because in these times of mass panic and hysteria, especially with quarantine going on, there can be a lot of us who have clients that scale back their marketing or they withhold their dollars. New clients dry up. There's just a lot of panic going on. And usually in a panic or a recession, one of the first thing people do is they start hoarding their money, especially with marketing. So I wanted to push out this video so that I can help you find new potential clients that desperately need your services, even within this time, because once this hysteria and panic is over, people are going to still need to rank and still do marketing and bring in dollars of their own. And whether they do it after the quarantine or the panic or even during, if you can convince people, they still need this help, especially people that used to rank on the first page and now they've dropped off. So I wanted to do this video to show you how you can fill in your sales pipeline with potential clients who are desperate for your services using tools provided to you by SERPWoo. So normally how I start out is I want to look at global stats, which is a feature within SERPWoo that tells you data about all of the keywords that we monitor, not a subsection of keywords like other tools who are our competitors who have similar types of reporting where they report on a certain number of keywords or a certain niche of keywords. We actually provide this data for all of our keywords within our database. It's our whole keyword universe. So global stats is located in our side navigation, right where my mouse is moving here. And if we look at global stats, what we want to try to find is shifts in global stats, because that shift is our volatility. We also want to do it for a local date, for a current date range, not something that was 90 days ago, 4 or 5 months ago that somebody's already forgotten about and needs clarification on. But we want something recent, because if somebody has recently lost rankings, they're going to know about it right now. It's going to be top of mind. So I'm going to switch my historical date range to 7 days, the last 7 days of data on our keyword universe here at SERPWoo. And as this data pulls up, I'm going to be looking for bars that are higher than normal. So if I just kind of scan our global stats here, most of the bars, the majority of the bars are touching at the 15 line or right below it. Like right here, we have March 23rd. They're either touching or right below it. The only difference is mobile. Mobile historically has a lot of volatility across our keyword universe, so I'm not really looking at that, but I can pay attention to that bar if I'm looking at 25. Again, this is right at the 15 and 25, same with March 20th. But we get to March 19th, there's a clear change where the bars are over 15 visually. Even our mobile is a lot higher. But the dates prior to March 19th, they're all kind of right at that 15, maybe a little above it or touching it and below it. So what I want to look at is March 19th. March 19th is interesting. We've got a lot of volatility here, which means a lot of changes in the SERPs. Now, this could be a named Google update when you're doing research like this, or it could be a update that's not been named. You know, we found with SERPWoo that there's a lot of days where there's a lot of volatility where Google has not came out and said that they've done an update. Other people in search engine universe don't talk about these because they're only getting it from Google or they're getting it from other major tools that don't catch these. But SERPWoo catches a lot of these little mini updates that aren't talked about within the public and definitely are not identified by Google or named. So I'm going to look at March 19th. March 19th is very interesting. The data is a little bit more as far as volatility. So I just want to confirm if any of my keywords that I'm monitoring, if they were impacted by this March 19th update. Now, what's important is you want to look at keywords that you're already monitoring in a project. If you were to throw in a keyword today, which is March 23rd, you're not going to have data about March 19th, obviously. So this has to be data that you've already put in, a keyword that you've already put in, a project that you've already started, and you've got some data on it. And then you look backwards to say what's changed. You're not going to be able to throw in a new keyword and find out this kind of data. So this has to be something that you're already related to, interested in and expert in, and this is what's going to help you. I have a lot of higher education clients. I do a lot of work in that industry, so I've got projects and keywords already set up that's got a lot of data in it. So let's go ahead and look at exercise science degree. I've got that set up right here in the drop down already for my project. And let's find out if exercise science degree was impacted by this March 19th volatility, because some keywords could be impacted, some keywords could not. Everything's different per SERP. This is why we built SERPWoo, so you could see what's working and what's changed per SERP without having to take generic vanilla information. So let's go ahead and look at this keyword. As I pull this keyword up, I'm going to be really thinking about the people who are desperate that need my services. Again, we're looking for people that might have ranked on the first page and now they're not. And this is how we're going to find that. The first check I want to do is, now that we've got exercise science degree pulled up, I want to check, was this keyword actually impacted by the March 19th volatility? So let's check here. Let's go to keyword volatility, where my mouse is at right now here in the SERP view. And I can tell real quickly that it was. Because for this specific keyword, again, we were looking at global stats, which is our entire keyword universe, not just for the projects I have, but for everything in SERPWoo, all of our customers and clients. That's where the global stats gets its data from, March 19th. So when I look at this particular keyword, exercise science degree, and its individual keyword volatility, I can tell on March 19th I had a lot. I mean, look at the days prior. We had none on the 18th, very little on the 16th, none on the 15th, and basically the days prior are nowhere near the level of March 19th. Now, what's interesting is after the 19th, we continued with high volatility. The 20th, 21st, 22nd, the 23rd even has 30%. So something's going on with this particular keyword. So we're going to jump back, because now we've confirmed that the 19th is for sure something that impacted this keyword. We're going to go back to our SERP view, and we're going to change our focus date to the 19th, because we want to find out what URLs were ranking on the 19th that possibly are not ranking today. Those are going to be our desperate people, because if they were on the first page on the 19th and then this volatility happened, this little update, and they're not ranking on the first page, we want to reach out to those people and convince them that we can get them back on the first page. These are going to be our desperate customers that we can reach out to. So I picked the 19th, and now my focus date has come into view. Now, not the green horizontal line, but the vertical blue line. That's our indicator that that's March 19th. And I just want to see, where were each of these URLs ranking on the 19th? How are they doing today? And possibly what were they doing before the 19th? Best Value Schools looks pretty solid. So does Exercise Science Guide. But we get to CalU. And CalU ranked on the 19th. They ranked third. But after that, the 20th and 21st, they weren't ranking at all. There's no bubble for them. They actually ranked on the 19th, dropped out, and didn't reappear again until the 22nd, where they were 10th. So they lost their position from 3rd to 10th. So they were ranking. They weren't ranking in the top 100 for 2 days, and then they were ranking again on the 22nd. And they're not ranking at all in the top 100 for the 23rd, because this line does not extend until the 23rd, which is this date. And the days prior to the 19th, they were bouncing up and down. They were hitting the first page in some good spots, but they were obviously dropping down, as you see in the line graph here. So maybe they've updated their website, changed some things, but they need some help. And you could reach out to the CalU and say, hey, I'm an expert in higher education. I deal with a lot of higher education clients. I specifically know, especially degree programs like exercise science degree. And I've been monitoring this vertical, and I know where you used to rank for the entire month of March, or even before if you've got extra data. And I know that you were at the top of the first page on these particular days, and now you're not ranking. I know where every one of your competitors are ranking for this keyword. I can help you get back on the first page. And then that's how you reach out to these desperate clients and try to build that sales funnel for yourself to get more revenue in. And you would reach out to the director of marketing, maybe the VP of marketing, the CMO. If it's higher education, you could also reach out to admissions directors or enrollment directors or VPs of enrollment or VPs of admission. If you're talking home services like plumbers and electricians, you'd probably be reaching out to the owner. If you're reaching out to an agency, again, that would be director, VP, or CMO level. There's tons of people that you could reach out to, but let's just see who else maybe is somebody that we can help on this particular keyword. So as I scroll down, that site looks solid. That looks solid, solid, solid again. That's solid. Ooh, College Board. Now you can see prior to the 19th, they were at the bottom of the first page. 19th, they were still bottom of the first page. But as we get into March 20th, 21st, 22nd, and 23rd, you can see they lost their rankings starting on the 22nd. So the 22nd, they were ranked bottom of the first page like normal, but then the 23rd, they're middle bottom of page 2 at 17. So College Board would be somebody that you could reach out to with the exact same script of how you're an expert. You know where they were ranking, you know what their competitors are doing, you know everything about this keyword and vertical, and you can help them get back to the first page because you know that they're not on it now. They might not even know that they're not ranking on the first page now. They might not have somebody in marketing, or who they're using isn't very responsive and proactive. Let's keep looking for more. This one might be a possibility. GCU. Indeed, if you know somebody in Indeed, they might not need your help, but you could point this out about this keyword. Indeed's a massive company, so this might not be the best one. But again, if you've got a contact there, Indeed might be somebody that you reach out to too. Because even though they weren't on the first page, they were top of the second. They dropped out as of March 23rd. This was the last time that they ranked, was on the 22nd. I think anybody below Indeed, you're not going to be able to help. I think a lot of these people were probably stuck on the second page anyway. But hey, somebody like DePaul right here, you could say, hey, I know that you were trying to get to the second page. You ranked on the second page, and then you dropped out as of the 19th. I know something happened on the 19th. I've got the data because I'm an expert in higher education. That's what you could say to them, and even show them this data here in SERPWoo. But maybe you could reach out to DePaul and help them because they're not even in the top 100 now. Same with Springfield EDU. Same for this school. Hofstra, they look like they were struggling anyway. Oakland, EDU. There's tons of people that you could do here. Now, the people on the second page might not be that desperate, but the people who are on the first page that lost, they're going to be real desperate because a lot of these schools have moved over to online programs and getting people for their online degree programs. A lot of these schools are moving away from ground programs to online, and especially during a quarantine or a recession where people have to study and work from home, they're going to be more interested in getting leads for these online programs. So this is definitely something that if somebody was first page, they're going to be desperate to get back to that. So while you can work with people on the second page, I think first page is more qualified or more desperate. And this doesn't necessarily just work with just this one keyword and one date. Let's look at another keyword here. I'm going to pick the Masters in Criminal Justice. And let's check what's going on in this particular SERP. Let's look at keyword volatility because, again, we want to confirm that March 19th was something that affected this keyword too, because not every keyword is going to be affected by the same updates and changes. So let's just verify here, make sure. We go to keyword volatility. And look at that. This is exactly why SERPWoo was invented. While we do have a lot of volatility on the 19th, which corresponded with the exercise science degree keyword and our global stats, our entire keyword universe, for this particular keyword, for this SERP, we actually had more for the March 10th date, March 11th, and March 12th. Again, this is why I stress so much you cannot take plain vanilla SEO advice, especially when it comes to relying on Google to tell you when they've updated something, or relying on some other supposed guru who's just regurgitating somebody else's information, or some tool that only gives you a subset of their keyword data. Maybe they only scan 10,000 keywords or only keywords in e-commerce. We scan our entire keyword universe, which includes individual keywords, so that you can see what's working and what has changed in your specific SERP, so that you can gain the unique knowledge to rank above your competitors for each individual SERP. So I'm glad I checked this, because while we did have changes on the 19th, this particular SERP was impacted by something on the 10th, 11th, and 12th. So let's just check out and see what that was. We'll go back to our SERP view, and we're going to look at March 10th now. Let's see who we can help. And as you see, my focus date has moved to March 10th, but I like to look at data that is a little bit before also. So let's change our date range too. We'll go from March 1st to 23rd. And here it is. So we've got the full month of March up to today's date. We've got our focus date on the 10th. Let's see who we can help. Seattle EDU, not sure we can help them. They might not even know that they ranked first on the 10th. They definitely weren't a major player. It looks like they kind of just popped into the SERP and then popped out. So probably not the best candidate. You could still reach out to them. I don't think they're going to be desperate. Here's Seattle U. They're not going to be desperate. There's best colleges. They look solid. That looks solid. College Choice might be somebody that we reach out to. So they were ranked first for a few days, and then on the 10th they were fifth. And while this focus date is kind of covering up, they were ranked right here behind this. I know you can't see it, but you might see the small blue wick here. So it looks like they dropped out on the 11th and are no longer in the top 100. So they might be somebody that we reach out to. College Choice isn't a school. It's probably an affiliate site or lead aggregator. You could probably reach out to the owner. Maybe it's owned by an agency or an affiliate network, where you reach out to the director of marketing. This school, kind of questionable, but they're still in the top page. Ooh, criminaljusticeDegreeSchools.com. This could be a player. If I extended out my view range to maybe include February, we might see where they were ranking, top 4 for a lot of the dates, because the dates before March 10th, they've definitely got some rankings in the top 4 here. Then on the 10th, they were 7th. So they went from 4th to 7th, and then looks like they maybe missed a day where they didn't rank. But then we get to the 13th, and they were back on 4th position. And then they were just gone. March 17th, since till today, the 23rd, they're not even in the top 100, or we would be showing it. These would be people who might be desperate. They're probably a lead aggregator, might be an affiliate. They're desperate to get back on the first page for this master's in criminal justice. That's a big keyword in higher education, because master's degrees cost a lot. The payouts are higher, and criminal justice is kind of a cookie cutter degree. So there's a lot of people trying to break into that. So this is something where you could probably talk to the website owner if you can find their information and who is, maybe dig around. If this is an agency or a lead aggregator, maybe at the bottom of the page it lists, who the company is, and you reach out to them via LinkedIn. But this is somebody that used to rank on the first page, get leads in and sell these leads to a university, and now that's dried up. So these people would be desperate. You could come in, again, say that you're a higher education guru, expert, whatever. You know everything about this keyword. They used to rank, and what days that they specifically ranked, where their competitors ranked, and you know they're not ranked anywhere in the top 100 as of today, and you can help get that back for them. That's how you would build that pipeline up for possible sales. Let's see if there's anybody else. U.S. News, you probably ain't going to reach them. Northeastern's probably not a good candidate. It looks like they only popped in for this specific day and popped right back out. Now we're getting into the second page. USC might be a contender. I mean, they were 5th. They broke into the first page, but probably not desperate. At least not as desperate as the other ones I showed you. So I think I don't think we're going to find anybody here. But that's the important thing. The important thing is trying to find people who used to rank and they no longer rank. And the only way you can do this, find out this information, set up a project in SERPWoo, set up keywords, and keep these projects and keywords going over time so that you can go backwards in time with focus date. And you can verify with keyword volatility and global stats when these unnamed updates or small updates that nobody else is talking about happened in these specific keywords and these specific SERPs, so that you can reach out, be the authority, and get these clients, loving what you do and the data that you provide, because you can't get this data anywhere else. And then you win them over, and then you start building up your sales pipeline, even in slow times or times of recession or even times of quarantine. And you end up winning in the end with the data that SERPWoo provides you. Now, this is a part 1 video. I've got a part 2 video. So there's actually another way that you can find clients using SERPWoo, and part 2 is going to be not just clients, but you can find all kinds of things, new backlinks, see what your competitors are doing, and find new clients. And it's going to be for people who are paid users of SERPWoo, because part 2 is going to be about a feature that's only available to paid members. But everything I just showed you is available to free and paid members. And if you watch part 2, you might get a bonus. Even if you're a free user, you might get a bonus to where you can use the information that's in part 2. So make sure you catch part 2, which is coming out tomorrow, and you'll get a bonus, and you'll learn another way that you can fill up your sales pipeline, or even do some more advanced things like backlink building in our part 2 video. So thanks for watching this one. Be sure to visit Global Stats, check your keywords, look at keyword volatility, move your focus date back, and reach out to these clients either through email or through LinkedIn, and start filling in that sales pipeline and be the best that you can be with using SERPWoo. Thanks. Bye-bye.